Good morning and welcome to our first podcast, Earnings Through NLP. Today the machines are parsing the analysts' calls from Constellation Brands and Conagra Brands.
Constellation Brands announced results on April 7, 2022. Interesting facts picked up from the call. Beer margins declined 110 basis points versus last year, to 40%. Excluding impact from wine and spirits divesting, organic net sales increased by 9%. Driven amongst others by shipping growth of nearly 3%, favorable mix, increased pricing. On environment, the company announced new targets to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 15% by fiscal 25 and to restore 1 billion gallon of water withdrawals from critical watersheds. Total alcohol beverage servings per head expected to grow at 1% per year based on population growth expectations. Company tends to be hedged 50% to 60% on any given line at the beginning of the year. Machines also focused on the more qualitative remarks by management, flagging the following. Higher costs are driven by increased freight and warehousing. Company flagging inflationary pressures being significantly stronger in 2022, and expected to continue well into fiscal 2023. Company flagging that the more beer they sell, the better the mix. Finally, we drilled down on specific items to see if there was enough relevant information. On pricing, company flagging that there is an opportunity to be a bit more aggressive in the pricing area for the premium and up sections. On fuel prices, the EPS guidance level does not reflect a prolonged impact from the current headwinds in fuel prices and other commodities. On sales, the company flagged that wine and spirits business delivered 9% growth in the U.S. market, excluding divestments. On costs, the company was flagging the freight and warehousing costs headwinds. On growth, the company was mainly flagging its organic achievements. Last, we used sentiment analysis to see how the analyst call sounded about specific topics. About sales, the sentiment was 52% positive. About growth, the sentiment was 80% positive. About costs, the sentiment was 89% negative. About outlook, the sentiment was 60% positive.
Conagra Brands announced results on April 7, 2022. Interesting facts picked up from the call. Company expects market inflation for the year at 16%, up from around 14%. The updated fourth quarter updated inflation equates to a 26% increase versus 2 years ago. Company is also seeing trading down or switching for high-ticket items, about $15 or $20 a purchase. Company is 40% hedged for the fiscal 2023 so far. Company seeing growth in the snack business, with more than 20% growth year over year in meat snacks. Company expects four-quarter EPS of approximately 64 cents, an 18.5% increase year over year, as a result of the pricing action following inflation. Machines also focused on the more qualitative remarks by management, flagging the following. Frozen food continues to be one of the strongest businesses. When people are in a tough kind of negative outlook, they tend to switch out of the highest ticket items first. Finally, we drilled down on specific items to see if there was enough relevant information. About pricing, the company notes that elasticities have been favorable when compared to historical levels. On sales, total Conagra domestic sales were up 18.5% on a 2-year basis. Regarding the challenges it is facing, the company mentioned higher costs having to deal with output lower than expected, fixed costs and labor disruptions. About growth, 3 of the company's largest brands, Healthy Choice, Bird's Eye and Slim Jim have registered double-digit growth over the last quarter. Last, we used sentiment analysis to see how the analyst call sounded about specific topics. About prices, the sentiment was 67% positive. About sales, the sentiment was 63% positive. About costs, the sentiment was 80% negative. About outlook, the sentiment was 75% positive.
A short look at how algorithms on Mark's Sign Algo simulate Conagra Trading identifies algorithm buy sign 001 as the best algorithm for buy and hold, with a 47.93% return over the last 5 years while being 48% of the time in cash.
I hope you found today's updates helpful. If you want to learn how to build your own algorithms, you can check our free YouTube channel where we post hands-on courses about how to build them, or get the book that is looking at multiple types of investment algorithms, or feel free to check our small group customized lessons for something more personalized.